I'll do it after the buzzer.
After the buzzer? Day 6 of the Arizona Club Basketball League, and it's been a fun one for here on this Wednesday evening as an overtime win for the Factory over Arizona Platinum 65-63. But tonight's featured matchup on the ACBL network, presented by Real Recruits, will feature TaylorMade Prep with a record of 1-2 in the league against the Wild with an 0-4 record of their head coach Troy Jensen. Blaine McCormick with you here for the Arizona Club Basketball League Network, presented by Real Recruits. The Wild starters on the floor for tonight will be the point guard Matt Jensen, followed by the guard Jacob Koski out of Phoenix, Arizona. He will be accompanied by the small forward Brandon Youngkrantz from Cave Creek, Arizona. Nolan Hokinson will take the duties of power forward, and then the big man down low will be Gino Siglione out of Glendale, Arizona, and out of Mountain Ridge High School. For the TaylorMade Prep Grind, their head coach is Jamal Edwards. Their starters on the floor, Mir Azaria, Michael Rodriguez, Courtney Henson, Tyrese Eugene, and Gio De La Fuente. As the Wild take a jump shot from the side, it comes out of the rim, and now the Grind will take over. Towards the corner, three-point attempt off of the brick and no good. It'll be rebounded by the Wild. That shot attempt coming from Gio De La Fuente, the 6'2 guard for the Grind. Wild now with the basketball as their point guard Matt Jensen, a feed down low to the right side and in for the first points of the basketball game. Coming off the sweet hands of Jacob Koski, who has been impressive in this tournament, as De La Fuente answers back with a layup of his own. Tied up at 2 here in the first period. We thank you for joining us on today's broadcast from Bourgade High School out in Western Phoenix. As now the Grind will take over possession. TaylorMade comprised of a lot of good athletes, a lot of good shot takers. Beyond the arc, they're tough, but inside they're even tougher as a foul is called. Against the Wild, it looks like Brandon Youngkrantz will be charged with the foul. At the line now is Tyrese Eugene, the 6-foot point guard, and he sinks the first free throw in. Talking with Coach Jamal Edwards, Eugene was one of those players that you definitely have to watch out for on the floor. Can work all sides of the court, be very distributed with the basketball. As the Wild take over possession, here Siglione gets it nabbed away. And now the Prime will take it over. De La Fuente driving inside, trying for an open look, and he's fouled on the play. 4-2 the score in favor of the Grind. De La Fuente will go to the line. That's now 2 fouls on the Wild, while the Grind do not have any charge to their name yet. The first free throw attempt no good for De La Fuente, who was another star that the Grind really looked to try and boost their momentum, and a good score from beyond the arc. Gets the second one to fall through, and that's now 5-2. De La Fuente now with 3 points in the contest, as there's 14 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. The Wild trying to answer back. They trail by 3. Looping pass down low and in. Good feed that time, coming off of the hands of Brandon Youngkrantz, and Nolan Hokinson able to finish down low. De La Fuente going for that fadeaway, but no good. Now Siglione with his quick feet, driving inside, and he can't get it to fall through. He fights for his own rebound, and a foul will be called on the floor. Foul goes against the Wild, and it goes against Siglione. Now 5-4 the score, still the Grind lead it. As now going to the line for a technical foul and free throws will be Tyrese Eugene. First free throw goes in for him, and it looks like a technical foul was called against Siglione on the play. 1 for 2 from the line that time, and TaylorMade will retake possession. Siglione finds his way to the bench, and now coming in for the Wild will be Matthew Fan out of Scottsdale Christian Academy. The Eagles, originally from Phoenix, Arizona, stands in at 5'8" and 155 pounds. Now TaylorMade with some good ball movement up beyond the arc. Feed over, looking for a three-point attempt. Shot fake to the corner. Driving inside is Eugene with the shot fake. Goes up once again, but it's rebounded by the Wilds. Low scoring affair, but a lot of fouls called. And now a foul will be called against Mir Azaria, his first of the contest. It's 6-4, still in favor of TaylorMade. Previous game was a thriller here in the gymnasium of Bourgade High School. It's an overtime victory that the Factory took. It was 65-63 the final score. And big time shots going from all around. It was eventually tied at 60. 2 minutes for overtime, and Factory able to pull out the W. TaylorMade looking to collect their second win on the season as Azaria goes for the fadeaway and gets it to go through. First points in the contest for Mir Azaria, the 6'3" forward. Now Fan with the basketball on the near side. Penetrating out, and will go over to the new man on the roster, Joe Nunez for the Wild. Feed inside, and a foul is called down low against Courtney Henson, the San Diego native who now attends Coronado High School out in Scottsdale. The first foul against Henson, as now the Wild retake possession. Penetrating down low is Jensen, feed outside, and it swishes through for Nunez, his first points of the contest. 8-6 now the score. TaylorMade still leads it. Going for the behind the back. It's rebounded by Azaria and gets the basket. 4 points now for Azaria, and they've all come in the paint. As Fan drives inside, nice movement, and he gets it to go through. First points of the contest for Fan, and he had some style with it. 12 minutes to go here in the first half as Wild will get a turnover. Good ball movement to get it past half court as Fan penetrating inside. Can't get a shot attempt, tries it up, but it's no good. Hokinson with the putback, and that just falls short. Rodriguez inside with the right hand. Jensen looking for an open man. He can't find anybody, but eventually finds Nunez. Fan with it now, looking for a screen. Goes inside, nice ball fake, and he'll be called with the foul against. Had a nice putback, transition with his right foot, and then just got the bump to go to the free throw line. .26 left in this first period. It's 10-8, TaylorMade. And the first one falls for Matthew Fan, his third point of the contest. During his time at Scottsdale Christian Academy this year, he averaged 8.2 points per game and also 2.9 rebounds per game. And he led his team to a state championship in the 2A division of Arizona. In that state championship game, he had 10 points, 2 3-pointers, and also 3 assists. So he's one of those nasty point guards that can create his own space, knock down a three when needed. Has a really effective shot, and today we've seen him penetrate down low a few times in a tough body, as it's a tie ball game at 10 apiece with 11 minutes to go in the first half. 3-ball attempt from Shamir Grant, and it goes through. Nice stroke from Shamir Grant, and he gives his team the lead. The Wild trying to answer back. Here's Fan with the basketball, down low. Gets it right back out to Fan for three, and that swishes through. So far, Matthew Fan has been putting on a clinic. 7 points in the contest for him. Down low feed for Rodriguez. Can't go, and now Jensen will take it for the Wild. Moving down court. Finds Fan. He goes down low. Left hand, and that's through. Just give the basketball to this man. 9 points in the contest as his team leads it 15-13 with 10:17 to go as we take a short break here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. A back and forth affair here as the Wild lead it 15-13 with 10:17 left to go in the first half. Here on the ACBL Network at Bourgade High School, Blaine McCormick with you for this matchup between TaylorMade Prep and the Wild basketball. So far, Matthew Fan has just been electric. Whether it's beyond the arc, he's made a three-pointer earlier in this contest, and then also down low with both his right and left hands. 9 points total in the ball game for Fan as his team leads it. Now TaylorMade will try to answer back. Rodriguez with it with a long pass over to Azaria for three. It rattles out. And now Fan with the basketball. He's put the team on his back. Long feed down low and good ball movement for an open jump shot that falls through for Hokinson. And now he's got 4 points. Rodriguez over to Eugene, but it falls, or it passes out to Shamir Grant, who's got a three-pointer in this one. Whistle blows and his toe danced out of bounds. And it'll be a turnover on TaylorMade, and Wild will retake possession. The last game out for the Wild was on Sunday, April 7th against the Salt Lake Rebels. They fell in that contest 76-44. Also fell to Nevada hard to guard by a score of 54-47. Foul called on the Wild. It'll go check that. It'll be a foul called on TaylorMade. It goes against number 10, Michael Rodriguez. His first of the ball game, as now the Wild will retake it. Good ball movement. Already 4-5 passes in this possession alone. Fan drives inside, and that's the first block that we've seen so far in this contest. He's been going inside quite often, transitioning from both his right to left hands and going from down under to get the baskets off of the glass. Thought about going for three, but thought otherwise. Michael Rodriguez with it now for TaylorMade as he hands it off to Shamir Grant at the top of the key. Heavily guarded by Joe Nunez. Penetrating inside off of the glass, and it falls through. Good shot attempt from Josh Chambers as he finds his first points. Feed inside for the big man. Now bounces it back out. Nunez fed right back over to Youngkrantz, and he'll be called to go to the charity stripe as a foul goes against TaylorMade's own Mir Azaria, his second. Youngkrantz at the line, 5 fouls now for TaylorMade, 4 for the Wild as the first free throw sinks through. And just didn't get the friendly roll, but 1 for 2 from the line that time. TaylorMade with it as Grant bounces it out over to Rodriguez, but that just doesn't go through. Going up for the basketball, and a foul will be called against Josh Chambers. First foul against Chambers. And now Wild will retake it. 8 minutes to go in the first half. It's 18-15. Still in favor of the black and blue. Stolen right away, and Shamir Grant puts it up. Looked like Siglione just got caught sleeping there, as now it's a 1-point ball game. And going down court, another foul will be called, this time against Shamir Grant. Grant with 1 foul, Azaria with 2 fouls, Chambers with 1, Henson with 1, and also Rodriguez with a foul. All going against TaylorMade. 7.5 minutes to go, 18-17. In favor of the Wild. Bouncing it around towards the corner. Tapped away and stolen by TaylorMade as Azaria drives up. And a foul will be called against the Wild, going against Joe Nunez, his first of the contest. And that'll send Josh Chambers to the free throw line. He's got 2 points in the contest so far. Now that ties it up. It is so funny to hear this gym just go dead quiet when these guys are at the line. When they're going, it's just constant movement, so much communication, engagement from the fans and their coaches, but once it goes to the free throw line, you can literally hear a pin drop. Good fight for the basketball from Chambers, getting an applause from his head coach. And a whistle blows. Wild will retake possession, but Josh Chambers just going up for the basketball multiple times, trying to bat it around. Ended up on the ground at one point. A good effort from him, and he gets a lot of applause from his head coach, Jamal Edwards. On the floor now for TaylorMade is Shamar Grant, Josh Chambers, Courtney Henson, Michael Rodriguez, and also Mir Azaria.
I have 8, 1-1. That was on blue 4, right? Yeah, 1-1. I have 8.
So the foul goes against Mir Azaria. And that'll go a 1-1 to the line. Youngkrantz to the charity stripe. He's been there once before. He's got 1 point in the contest so far, and it's tied up at 18 apiece. Now the Wild enter the bonus as 8 fouls have been called against TaylorMade. And the first free throw doesn't bat through, gets his own rebound. Youngkrantz no good. And now TaylorMade driving it up, coast to coast that time off of the right hand for Josh Chambers. And TaylorMade retakes the lead. 4 points now for Chambers, and it's just been a back and forth effort this entire game. Long three-point attempt, 6 through for Matt Jensen. Azaria down low. And now the Wild will retake it. Heavily guarded double team, Jensen finds an opening. Another good shot attempt, but it airballs just sailing over the cup. And TaylorMade will retake it. 21-20, Wild lead it, but it's just been back and forth, quite a few lead changes in this ball game alone. Inside, no good, as it was just too powerful off of the glass for Michael Rodriguez. Coach Edwards calling for a foul. 3-point attempt for the Wild, airballs it. Long stretch pass over to Shamar Grant. Azaria bounces it over. 3-point attempt for Rodriguez, rattles out. Just under 6 minutes to go, and it looks like Shamar Grant might have twisted his fingers a little bit off of the steal. The foul called against Michael Rodriguez, and you have to look at Shamar Grant just to make sure he's okay. He gives a thumbs up to his head coach, Jamal Edwards, and he will stay on the floor. Free throws coming from Matt Jensen. He made a three-pointer earlier. Glendale native, went to Mountain Ridge High School, is a junior there right now, a 6-foot point guard. This team's kind of struggled this year, going 11-14 overall. 3-7 in section play, and lost in the first round of the play-in tournament this year. But Jensen was a real bright spot for the team. Nice shot that time from Azaria as he gets 2 points. You just see from Azaria, he's a competitor. Plays a lot of good defense, can match up against the big man. Youngkrantz inside and gets the friendly roll. Youngkrantz now with 3 points, and it's a 3-point deficit that TaylorMade faces to tie it up in and out of the rim for Rosario Preciado, who's checked into the game. Going inside, Jensen. Bounces it around, and now Hokinson trying for it, no good. Down low, off of the glass, and in the basket. Good move that time from Zach Buchin to get his first 2 points. A two-pointer from Shamar Grant, no good. 27-22, 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Jensen, almost, but off of the brick, too much power on it. Azaria, good pass down low off of the glass and in for Josh Chambers. 6 points now in the contest for Chambers. Wild taking their time as Koski looking for an open man. He finds over to Zach Buchin. Heavily guarded by Preciado from TaylorMade. Jensen with a good three-point stroke, behind the back dribble, retains possession. Inside, looking for Youngkrantz, goes over and gets the basket for Koski. He's got 4 points and good ball distribution from the Wild in order to get those 2 points. Preciado, three-point attempt for Azaria, no good. In and out of the rim, and now Wild will retake it. 3.5 minutes to go now, just under 3.5 minutes, as the Wild lead at 29-24. Why not from beyond the arc? Edges off of the rim, and now TaylorMade trying to answer back. Inside look, but too much off of the layoff attempt. Jensen feed over. Hokinson will take it himself, but no good. Quite a few big bodies around him, and it just tipped off of the rim. Grant over to Azaria for three. Yes, sir! Mir Azaria getting a three-pointer. And it's 27-29 with the Wild still leading it. 9 points now for Azaria. He leads his team in that category. Feed inside. Hokinson with the left hand. Great shot attempt and good pass down low to find the open man. Grant taking it himself, and he answers back with a layup of his own. Still a 2-point deficit, and it's just been back and forth all game long. Not too many threes to talk about it in the contest, mostly good feeds inside. If you're a fan of big man basketball, this is the game for you. As the ball goes out of bounds, and substitutes will come in. It'll be Tyrese Eugene and Gio De La Fuente for TaylorMade. On the floor now is Shamar Grant, Rosario Preciado. We just mentioned the two subs, and Eugene and De La Fuente. Three-point attempts in and out of the basket. Also on the floor is Josh Chambers, who's got 6 points in the contest for TaylorMade as Nunez driving inside off of the left side and gets it off of the glass. Nice move that time from Joe Nunez to get his 4th point. Behind the back and reverse, no good. Nunez looking to do it again. He passes it out to Fan, who's been electric this game. But a turnover as he just had a little miscommunication with Hokinson. Shamar bounces it out. 3-point attempt, and that bounces off of the brick. That was Eugene trying to go up with it. As Fan, you got to watch his speed. Shot attempt for Nunez, and that swishes through. Great jump shot that time from Nunez on the far side, and that gives his team now a 6-point lead. It's 35-29 Wild with 48 seconds to go in the first half. You're watching the ACBL on Real Recruits' network of the ACBL network. And back at Bourgade High School, it's 35-29 with the Wild leading it here on the ACBL network, presented by Real Recruits. It'll be TaylorMade with the basketball. It's 45 seconds left to go in the first half. It's been back and forth, just points down low in the paint and then beyond the arc. Shamar Grant, who has been great this game, doing a crossover. 3-point attempt for De La Fuente, no good. And now Wild will retake possession with 30 seconds to go. 2-on-1, Nunez will take it himself for 3, and that swishes through. It's 38-29, and Nunez has come hot in the later goings. Chambers inside, spin move, and that'll fall through. Clapping his hands a couple times to encourage his teammates. 4 seconds on the clock as Fan throws up the last shot, and it won't fall through, but a good effort by the Wild, and especially with Matthew Fan. 9 points in the contest for the Phoenix native. It's 38-31 Wild, as we'll take a break for halftime here on the ACBL network, presented by Real Recruits. And a new half here at Bourgade High School. It's the Wild taking on TaylorMade Prep, and the Wild lead it 38-31 here in the second half. Blaine McCormick with you for tonight's featured matchup here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits, and it's really been a showcase by Matthew Fan for the Wild and also Mir Azaria for TaylorMade, both with 9 points in the contest, and Fan has shown his skill set from everywhere on the court, whether you're talking beyond the three-point line or even down low, penetrating down into the paint. When you first look at him, he might not have the body build of a forward or a big man down low, but with the skill set he has, he's definitely shown that he can be a presence down low, as Koski with a nice reverse layup. Azaria for three, and that swishes through. It's a two-pointer, according to the referees. His foot was on the line. So 2 points for Azaria off it. He's now got 11 in the contest. Great move that time from Azaria. Just a very smooth stroke, as Jensen no good. Tipped out of bounds, and it'll go in possession of TaylorMade. 40-33, Wild still lead it. As TaylorMade with the basketball, it's Michael Rodriguez on the floor. Passes it over to Azaria on the far side, drives inside, and gets the layup to fall through. Boy, Mir Azaria just has been showing off for his team, whether it's from downtown or even down in the paint as the whistle blows. And a foul will be called on the floor. It'll go against Gio De La Fuente of TaylorMade, his first foul of the basketball game. It'll be a baseline foul. It's a 5-point deficit. As Jensen finds down low, it's Youngkrantz with the basket. Great vision that time from the point guard, connecting with the big man for the easy two. And now TaylorMade with possession, and you look at their mascot, it's the Grind. And when I was talking with head coach Jamal Edwards before the basketball game, the Grind is a reflection of his upbringing. Originally, he hails from Taylor, Michigan, a suburb of southwest Detroit. And the Grind is reflective of the community in Taylor, Michigan, that blue-collar kind of community that pushes through and really grinds it out, if you will. The back of Edwards' shirt says, "Respect my grind," and along with that is just going from job to job, class to class, and make sure you push through life. And also hence the name of his school, TaylorMade Prep, as Azaria misses a three-point attempt. But it's always cool to see the mascot from them, and their actual mascot is a construction worker with a hard hat and two arms flexing down low and showing off a muscular frame. Hence the name for the Grind, just kind of grinding through and making sure to take it day by day, in which a lot of these athletes do, whether it's in the classroom or on the practice court, and even in these kind of games. 42-35, the Wild lead it. Jensen feeds it over to Siglione. From beyond the arc, dribbling in and trying to take time off of the clock. Siglione with a feed down low. Can't connect with the hands of Youngkrantz, and it'll go with TaylorMade taking possession. Coach Edwards also was a college admissions counselor, and along with that, he just connected well with kids and loved the game of basketball and wanted to help Arizona kids to develop not only their game, but also get into these kind of colleges and bridge that gap between a lot of the disconnected youth and making them go on the right track and going towards college and looking for a bright future ahead. Substitutions coming in for the Wild. It'll be Matthew Fan, Zach Butchin, and also Joe Nunez. In for TaylorMade will be Shamar Grant and also Rosario Preciado. "13 minutes to go in the ball game. It's 42-35 as the Wild lead it. Played a very fluid first half, and so far, looking a little sloppy on the offensive end, has given up a few turnovers. And TaylorMade looking to capitalize. Preciado can't get it to fall through. Tried to go for the tip in for Josh Chambers, but it didn't fall through as well. And now Wilds will try to answer. Tipped pass, but recovered by Hokinson. Jensen with the basketball. Feed down low to Hokinson. Swatted away, and TaylorMade will take it. Long throw down court, but Fan will take it for the Wild. Stretch pass to midcourt. Jensen recovers it like a wide receiver. And a three-point attempt. Can't connect. Now Edwards telling his team to push it up court. Almost had a two-pointer for Shamar Grant, but too powerful. 42-35, Fan with the basketball. Driving inside, fakes it to the left, but can't get it to fall through. Quick up-tempo game here. Rodriguez turnaround, no good. And now Wild trying to stretch it. Corner three for Fan, and it falls through. Matthew Fan, 12 points in the contest, and his team leads it. 45-35 as a whistle blows as Eugene was trying to go down low. And a foul will be called on Matt Jensen, his first. One foul for each team here in the second half. Mir Azaria and Matthew Fan, turning points for their respective teams. Eugene with it. Step back, no good as it's rebounded that time from Helkinson. Nunez inside, reverse, and that goes through. Huge pickup for the Wild. Nunez with an answer three, and that can't fall through. Joe Nunez, 11 points. Rodriguez inside and gets the finger roll finish. First points in the contest for Michael Rodriguez, and when you initially look at the roster, Michael spells his name a little differently. It's M-Y-C-O-L-E. Changes it up and it keeps it fresh, and Fan, you talk about fresh. You just have to watch this kid shoot the basketball. Another three-pointer for him. 15 points for Matthew Fan as a whistle blows. And a foul will be called against the Wild. Three-point attempt for Chambers, no good, but a foul called from beyond the arc. It looks like it'll go against Joe Nunez. Second foul of the game for Nunez, and the second team foul for the Wild. Free throws coming for Chambers as he misses the first one. It's 50-37, the Wild lead it, and they've really taken the second half and just run with it. The second one falls through. We'll await one more off of the hands of Josh Chambers, who has had a pretty good, respectable game as well, scoring his 9th point off of that free throw. 2 out of 3 from the line that time, and Chambers now breaks the 10-point mark. Jensen with it, behind the back crossover, penetrating inside. Can't finish, but a whistle blows, and a foul will be called against TaylorMade, going against Michael Rodriguez. Check that foul going against Josh Chambers, his second of the game. Inbound goes to Hokinson. Jensen going over to Fan, who's been hot. No good that time, just a little high and off of the backboard. 10 minutes to go in the second half. Wild lead at 50-39 as a three-point attempt for TaylorMade can't go through. And now Wild will take possession off of the rebound from Butchin. Nunez wide open, down low, no good. Three-point attempt for the grind, it's too much. And now Jensen will take possession. Fan inside and gives the ball to Hokinson, who does the rest. 8 points in the game for Hokinson. For Matthew Fan, he's got 15. Foul called on the floor. And it'll be called against Zach Butchin. Inbound goes over to Preciado, who's guarded heavily by Fan. Drives inside, Preciado with the finger roll and gets it to fall through. And now it's 52-41. A free throw coming up for Preciado. A West Phoenix native, attends his high school at Trevor Brown High School in West Phoenix, and hasn't seen too much playing time so far in the game, but has really been shown that he can be effective on the floor. Averaging 3 points a game, and from beyond the arc, hasn't found too much success, but down low, he's been effective. Long stretch pass over to Koski. Down low, can't get the friendly roll. Second attempt, no good as well, and now TaylorMade will take it. Stolen away by Siglione. Fade away alley-oop, but no good, as it's batted around once again. Stretch pass. De La Fuente. Hook shot, and it was just offline. Azaria passes it over to Eugene. Good inside move. Rodriguez for three. Yes, sir. Michael Rodriguez. 5 points in the contest now. Inside look and swatted away that time from Preciado. Good move that time down low to stay with him defensively. Siglione gives the friendly dish over to Youngkrantz, and good ball movement that time from the Wild as they lead it 54-44 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds left in the second half. We'll take a timeout here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. A back and forth affair. It's 54-44 with the Wild leading it with 7 minutes and 54 seconds left to go in this second half. Blaine McCormick with you here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. And it's really been a clinic from Matthew Fan. 15 points in the contest for him as he has led his team to a 10-point lead over TaylorMade, and the Wild looking for their first win in league play. Tapped out of bounds. Comes off of comes off of the hands of the Wild, and now TaylorMade will have it knocked out of bounds, and Wild will retake possession. Siglione with the basketball now, dishes it over to Fan, who's got 15 points. Inside, Koski from downtown. Can't get it to fall through. Offensive rebound as Fan penetrating inside, loses it for a moment. Heavily guarded by Preciado for three. Got a piece of it. Preciado down court. Off in and coast to coast for Preciado. Long stretch past that time, and it's now 54-46 with 7 minutes to go. 4 points now in the game for Preciado as Jensen feeds it over to Youngkrantz. Looking for an open man, he finds his point guard. A two-step and a good shot that time from the point guard. He's got 5 points now. The Mountain Lion from Mountain Ridge High School. Three-point attempt off the mark, that time from De La Fuente. It's now feed to Youngkrantz. Three-point attempt from the corner for Fan, can't get it through. Fan nabs it away. Feeds it over to Youngkrantz with the right hand and gets it through. Youngkrantz showing his size as he penetrates down low. And goes to the line. .6:19 to go here in the second half. It's 58-46, the Wild lead it. Free throw attempt no good as it bats off of the brick. And now Eugene will take possession for TaylorMade. De La Fuente passing it over to Rodriguez. Back to De La Fuente for three. And that one goes in and out. Good stretch pass for Koski. Feed inside for Youngkrantz, and he's been there all day. You might as well just feed it to him on a silver platter. 11 points now in the game for Youngkrantz. De La Fuente, no good off of the glass. Siglione gets it knocked away, but recovers, and then knocked away that time from Azaria, who retakes it. Azaria with the open layup and gets it to fall through. Azaria now matching Fan's point total with 15 in the contest. And he leads TaylorMade in that category. Fan trying to answer back, and it's tipped out of bounds by TaylorMade. Wild will still have possession as they have a 60-48 lead. Fan will go to the bench, but he gets a home applause for the effort he's put on. Good shot that time from Nolan Hokinson. 10 points now in the contest for Hokinson. Feed outside from downtown Rodriguez, too much. Passing it around Nunez for three, and that goes in and out. Swatted away, trying to recover their own rebound, but it goes out of bounds as Youngkrantz appeared to just step right out of bounds before trying to bat it into play. Azaria with the spin move. Right hook shot, no good. And Wild will retake it once again. Well, Joe Nunez was not on the roster as of a few weeks ago, but has really earned his place on this team as TaylorMade with a turnover. Foul called, basket falls through. And we'll see free throws coming off of the hands of Shamar Grant. Basket counts. It's now 62-50. A chance for Shamar Grant to make it a three-point play. And he gets it to fall through for his 10th point. As now TaylorMade trails by 11, but they still have 4.5 minutes to go. Inbounds from Jensen. He connects with Joe Nunez. Nunez with 11 points as he feeds it over to Hokinson. Youngkrantz for a jump shot. Can't get it to fall through. Preciado feeding it over. Eugene with a deep three-point attempt. It falls short. And now Nunez will take the rebounds. Good movement that time from the newbie. Trying to rotate it around as Jensen will go around the outside, back to the top of the key. Finds Hokinson and now gives it right back to Jensen. Thought about a three-point, but feeds it over and just can't connect off of the pass. It was Hokinson trying to find Youngkrantz, but it just batted out of bounds. The whistle blows, and it looked like TaylorMade left a little early. But they'll still have the basketball as Michael Rodriguez with it at the top of the key. Dishes it over to De La Fuente. Nice crossover. Trying for a three-point attempt. No good. And now the Wild will get it with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Fake shot that time from Butchin. Back over to the forward. Pass down low to Hokinson. Left hand, shot bounces off of the glass. It's rebounded by Jensen, and a foul will be called against Jensen as it swatted away, and it looked like the left hand just connected up near the chest of Azaria. So that'll be the second foul on Jensen, the 7th for the Wild. Preciado with the basketball now. Nice crossover. Caught Butchin looking. His feet inside as he bounces it around back to beyond the arc. Shamar Grant with it now. Fakes the three-point attempt, and it's over to Azaria. The shot of his own, and that'll be a three-pointer for Azaria. 18 points now in the game for him. A tough guy to guard at 6'3" and a good body for a forward. Responding right back is Zach Butchin with his first three-point attempt. Eugene inside off of the glass, can't get it to fall through. Offensive rebound. Preciado for three, he misses the rim. And now Wild will retake it with 2 minutes to go left in the ball game. They lead it 65-54. Jensen with a nice feed over to Youngkrantz, and he gets it to fall through. His 13th point. Off of the hands, and it'll be a turnover for TaylorMade. And subs will come in, and a good applause for Brandon Youngkrantz. If you need an inside look, just turn to the big man. 6'5" out of Cave Creek, Arizona, attends his high school at Cactus Shadows. A solid defensive player as well. Now just trying to run time off of the clock, as Wild will cycle it along through. Jensen. Now Siglione with the basketball right at half court. He's guarded heavily by Preciado. Penetrating. And now Fan will take it once again. 67-54, just above a minute left to go in the contest. Good ball movement as now Wild will just try to run time off, and a grab of the jersey from Shamar Grant will get the foul called. Four fouls now against TaylorMade, 7 for the Wild. Going behind half court, and another foul will be attempted. Eugene has his first foul, and it'll be now 3 fouls to go when Wild gets into the bonus. Jensen will just take his time. Eugene will foul him once again. Now 2 more to go as Eugene has his second foul. Wild just trying to take time off of the clock as they lead at 67-54. And another foul against Eugene, his 3rd in a row. And 1 more to push the Wild into the bonus. 50 seconds left to go. It's 67-54. Wild lead it. Have just taken ownership here in the second half. A foul called against Shamar Grant. Third against Grant, 8 against TaylorMade, and that'll push the Wild into the bonus with Fan going to the free throw line. No good from the free throw, and it's offensively rebounded by the Wild, so they'll just try and take some time off of the clock. And kind of a funny foul from Azaria. Normally you see guys try to grab along the waist, but Azaria just tapped him on the shoulder a few times and gets the whistle. So it'll be Jensen at the free throw line. He's got 5 points in the contest. Other notable performances, Brandon Youngkrantz with 13 points, and also keep talking about Matthew Fan and the performance that he's had all game long. He's had 15 points. Joe Nunez, also highly notable for the Wild. He's got now 11 points in the game. TaylorMade with it. Eugene feeds it over to Rodriguez, who gets the basket. Nice passing that time for TaylorMade as Rodriguez picks up his 7th point and will pick up the foul to send the Wild to the free throw line once again. Well, TaylorMade this season, their first win was on Wednesday, April 3rd against the Factory 16U team. They won that 59-55. They later faced off against Prime Basketball, the 16U team, and dropped that one 58-44. Played earlier today, but lost that basketball game, and now the Wild leading at 69-56 as Fan at the free throw line. Gets it to fall through, and now 70-56 now the lead for the Wild. Eugene trying to do it himself, can't get it to go. It just kind of played cat and mouse with the rim. Jensen with the basketball now, and a timeout will be taken on the floor, but that's the end of the ball game. 70-56 the final score. The Wild take this one, their first win in league play, and notable performances from Matthew Fan and Brandon Youngkrantz, a dynamic duo who just went back and forth all over, from beyond the arc and down low for Fan, and most of his work for Youngkrantz was down low as he finishes the game with 13 points. Matthew Fan finishes the game with 16 points, and also another notable performance from Joe Nunez going for 11. TaylorMade had quite a few good players among the court, but also Josh Chambers finishing with 10 as well. Final score from Bourgade High School, 70-56. The Wild take it for their first win in league play, and we thank you for watching tonight's broadcast here on the ACBL Network, presented by Real Recruits. Our next games on tap will be on Wednesday, April 17th. Prime Basketball will face off against AZ Wild. Factory 16U will face off against their own Factory team. And TaylorMade Prep will face off against Team Arizona Platinum. For our entire crew here on the ACBL Network, I'm Blaine McCormick, reminding all of you to go the distance, and we'll see you for the next one next week. So long, everybody.